To determine the difference between outputs, you take the second output and subtract the first output from it. And then you continue down the line doing all the rest of them. Since all of the differences between the outputs are the same, it means that this is a linear function.
Now that we have already figured out how to determine if the function is linear, now let's move on to a different function with new outputs. We are going to start out by doing the same steps as linear, where you subtract 9 from 4 to get the difference between.
Now that we've determined that the equation is not linear, since the difference between outputs does not add or is not the same, let's try and see if the ratio of outputs. Let's find out. By dividing our outputs 9 by 4, we will be able to see the ratio of outputs.
Now that we have determined the ratio of outputs, now we have to find the difference between the differences. So you subtract 5 from 7 in this scenario. You will notice that these numbers are all the same, which means that this is a quadratic function.
Now that we have figured out how to do a linear and quadratic, let's move on to a new set of outputs. We will continue by doing the same steps as before by subtracting the outputs in order to find the difference between outputs.
Since none of these numbers matched up, that means the function is not linear or quadratic.
Now we are going to find the ratio of differences by dividing the difference between outputs.
Since the ratio of the differences is the same, that means that this is an exponential function.